My name is Solomon King, and I'm Executive Director at Lagos Angel Network. Lagos Angel Network is a non-profit organization that is dedicated to strengthening Nigeria's startup ecosystem. Well, not just Nigeria, but hey, we start out of Nigeria and extensively the entrepreneurial landscape in Nigeria by providing education, community, and capacity building for angel investors and early stage founders, enabling informed investment and long term economic impact. We do this by ensuring that angel investors get necessary education, the startups and small businesses across the country are funded by our angel investors. We promote the growth of the ecosystem and the entrepreneurial landscape through policy advocacy and engagements with necessary players. So we're just that nonprofit that is in the middle of the whole entrepreneurial growth out of Nigeria. I'd say that before there, it was largely two things: succession, because again, the network has been around for over a decade and it's had series of leaders, and so there's been some level of misalignment in terms of succession and clarity around the roles of the organization. Well, maybe not roles, but the approach to the work of the organization. And those were major concerns because this misalignment between the leadership created for changes in leaders, who didn't quite understand fully the range of what was expected from the Lagos Angel Network. With Zer coming on board at the Lagos Angel Network, first, Zer provided the framework on which future leadership could be onboarded. So there was that clarity as to if this organization must do well, then there must be clarity in succession, there must be clarity in roles, in goals, in the objectives of the organization. And so Zer helped with clarifying what the leadership of the organization should be looking at, not just at the board level, but more importantly at the executive management level, and providing the framework for that leadership continuation was a major achievement and success story that Zeb provided. First, I think it was more around aligning executive management with board expectations, because prior to Zeh coming in, that link, the bridge between what the board expects and what the executive management was providing, was not there. It was pretty much, a disconsonant. We're working with Zay, it was a lot of clarity around the expectations, that the board wanted out of executive management, and that bridge was clearly created by the frameworks and the structures that was set in place by the work done by the Z team, and that has also gone to help us, because of that clarity, help us clarify our role as not just another organization, not a fund, because um, earlier earlier leaderships didn't quite realize the delineation between fund and fund management and running a network, an organization such as ours. And so that mismatch, the lack of that alignment, didn't make for good success. But so with Zer helping to clarify that, we work clearly now as a non-profit. We enjoy the benefits thereof because of that clarity provided. Of course, LAN has gone on to become a well-oiled, self-sustained organization because of the clarity that Zer helped to bring to bear in in the frameworks, and of course in the kind of leadership that she instituted. She meaning Zer as an organization now. She instituted what Zer has done for LAN. Maybe not in comparison, maybe just in isolation, to say that Zer thinks global, even though she works out of the African context. So it is therefore apt when the Z CEO does a book on Afro-Optimism, because it helps to buttress the work that Z does, to say that, oh, we could be working out of Lagos, Nigeria, we could be working out of Nairobi, Kenya, but we do things with a global view and approach it as such. And then, therefore, that also brings to mind the spirit of excellence that Zer insists on at all levels, whether it's in the structure, whether it's in the branding, whether it's in how the story is told. Zer just insists on the right things being done well and done brilliantly. I remember several times during our engagement where you would hear suggestions like, "Oh, can we do this differently? Oh, this doesn't match with our colors. Can this be brighter?" And all that penchant for the right aesthetics just truly sets Zer apart. The work that the Z team does is not just for the now or for the money. Really, is more for posterity, is more for a global outlook, and ensuring that people see Africans with the right lens. Enjoyable. It was a stretch. It was some learning. It helped to really realign and reposition the Lagos Angel Network brand, and the work that we're doing. And beyond enjoyable, it was also very rewarding. It has been rewarding, so one can point to quantifiable results and returns, on the engaging Zer consulting investment that was made by the organization. I think that question is late, because I personally have begun to do that pretty much. So would I? No, because I already began to do that without you asking me that question. So, sure, everybody needs to get a Zer experience. It will be that the team should continue in the trajectory that they have set on, and work more on getting more people to experience the brilliance that Zer truly provides for African companies and organizations generally. There's a lot going on in there that more people need to experience, more organizations need to experience. And my take will be, hey, let's get more people to know that Zer truly does great work. Thank you.